The 2026 season of Formula One has officially started. Coming back to Australia, Melbourne, starting up with some free practice sessions, nothing too crazy, a couple crashes here and there, but you know what I'm saying, that's normal. Certainly we had a lot of expectations of who will be the fastest, who will be the favorite for our championship this year, but we certainly did not expect the 4-time world champion Max Verstappen to crash before starting qualifying. Now when I saw that, I was like, come on, 4-time world champion crashing in qualifying? So what's going on? But of course, man, it's a 4-time world champion. It was not due to a fault of his own, but his car's rear axle just locked up and he spun out immediately. Now, in layman terms, that basically means he was going 100 miles per hour and just pulled the handbrake. You know what I'm saying? That's the second best way to start a drift. But unfortunately, Formula 1 cars aren't drift cars. And into the wall he went. Now, surprise to absolutely no one, the bottom teams qualified in the bottom. So I'm just going to skip over Q1 and Q2, you know what I'm saying? If you really want to know who went up, I'm just going to flash on the screen, but nothing interesting, nothing crazy. Except that Bortoleto qualified to Q3 and both Racing Bulls qualified to Q3 as well, which is quite impressive. But as the rumors were going around already, Mercedes being an absolute rocket ship, they qualified first and second, 1-2, nothing crazy. George Russell first, Kimi Antonelli second. But what's impressive is Isaac Hadjar qualified third. Then comes Charles Leclerc fourth, Oscar fifth, Lando sixth, Lewis Hamilton seventh, Liam Lawson eighth, Arvid Lindbergh ninth, and Gabriel Bortoleto 10th. Before the race even started, before the 5 red lights went out in his home race, he spun out and crashed. Now, as much as I like to slander him in saying it's your home race, how are you crashing? It was in relation to some power surge in the upshift, and saying I'm gonna give him some leeway and saying new season, new cars. But Oscar, bro, you gotta turn it up. Now finally starting the race, 5 red lights off they go. Everyone has awful starts except for Ferrari. They go off quickly. Charles Leclerc immediately takes the race lead. Arvid Lindblad is up in third for some odd reason. Lewis Hamilton making his way up. People almost crashing in the back. Call up into an insane save in the back. I gotta say, man, like, with all these regulations and all that, man, these race starts are quite some entertainment, man. Even though it feels a little bit artificial, all of that, with the battery and deployment and insane charging that Android phone mid-race, that was some cinema, I gotta say. Now, as a lot of people expected, because of this whole battery thing, Charles Leclerc and George Russell were just overtaking each other back and forth, you know, saying no real actual racing, a little bit of it, but mostly just deployment of battery, just wheezing through and going over him. People are saying, oh yeah, this is entertaining, this is exciting. It is a little bit if you're stupid, because it's really just a battle of like strategy with deployment, which is entertaining, you know, how smart are they with their strategies, they're a game of chess. But the thing is, we're not playing chess, we're racing. It's saying keep the chess to the board, keep the battery to the Formula E. We want proper racing here, we want the pinnacle of motorsport, you know what I'm saying? But then unfortunately, from a half Algerian, half French boy, his car just has some sort of failure and he has to retire on lap 11 of the race, which is sad, insane. But it's the first race of the season. He qualified third in qualifying. He was fighting good for fifth, looking for an overtake. He's saying, I'd say that was a good start. Obviously frustrating, but he's saying you win some, you lose some. Now this causes a safety car to come out, virtual safety car. Mercedes takes advantage of this and pits, but for some reason, Ferrari, they had UPS as a delivery sponsor, but they just can't deliver. They don't pit, and they lose out massively. And then on lap 18, Valtteri Bottas' car retires. No one really cares about that. But then I just gotta mention on lap 40 of the race, there were some clean overtakes here and there, but Oliver Behrman especially, he makes an insane overtake. Not really insane, but good overtake on Arvid Lindblad and makes his way up to the points. I'm saying, bro, the moment Lewis Hamilton retires, Oliver Behrman is getting that Ferrari seat. Impressive, my boy. Really well done. And the checkered flag comes out. Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen, Behrman, Lindblad, Bortoleto, and Gasly. And the rest, no one really cares. You can look it up on yourself. But I gotta say, insane. Ferrari could have done something like Mercedes is way faster, but I think Ferrari could have done something if they just insane. Like, honorable mentions: Verstappen made his way up back to 6th. Nothing too crazy, but like he said in his own words, he was just making his way through traffic. It wasn't really racing, it was just like making it through with a faster car. It's just like nothing really. But also props to Arvid Lindblad, my 18-year-old Indian boy, bro. Like insane. Making his way to the points 8th position. He was fighting in P3 at some point in the beginning of the race. Anything happens to those two Red Bull drivers up there, I'm saying I'm putting my boy Lindblad up there. Overall, good race. Good start to the season.